Alright, so right off the top, let's get this out of the way. You clicked on a video that asked a question if the iPhone SE sucks. It does not. If you clicked on this video hoping that I would rip to shreds Apple's newest phone, well, sorry, that's not gonna happen. But so you don't think you're getting shortchanged, here's a bunch of videos and playlists of other things I do on this channel. Please go watch and enjoy if you don't want to watch the rest of this video. So now that we got those guys out of the way, let's talk about why people are saying this phone sucks. So one of the reasons, albeit a lesser reason, is that it has the first generation TouchID sensor and not the second generation one found in the 6 and 6S and their Plus variants. So people are bothered by this because it's slower. And there's certainly nobody who has ever complained that the iPhone 6 and 6S TouchID sensor is just too fast. No one has ever complained about just trying to wake up their phone to see the notifications and then the phone unlocks. No one complains about that at all. So another reason, albeit again a lesser one, is that it doesn't have the new fancy 6S screen. You know, the one that's like the Force Touch trackpad that can detect multiple types of presses. That thing that everybody loves and no one thinks is just a gimmicky feature. But now we get to the real reasons why people do not like this phone. The first of the two real reasons why people think this phone is stupid or it sucks is that it has a 4-inch screen. The problem with this thinking is very narrow-minded thinking. Because you see, not everybody actually wants a giant screen. I've seen people repeatedly compare the iPhone SE to another phone that has a 4.6-inch screen and say that the other one is better simply because it has a bigger screen. That doesn't actually make phones better. But does it mean that this phone sucks simply because it has a 4-inch screen? Does everyone really love the bigger screen? Sure, 60% of all iPhone users before the iPhone 6 came out chose not to upgrade to the larger phones, and yes, I'm sure some of those people chose to do it for price reasons, but I'm guessing a good majority of them did it simply because they don't want bigger phones. I know a lot of people I talk to don't like the bigger phones. They just wanted the best iPhone that they could get at the time, which of course was either the iPhone 6 or 6S, but they certainly would have preferred to have the iPhone SE exist at that time. And the other big reason people have been saying that this phone sucks is that it looks like an iPhone 5S. This is an iPhone 5S. This is exactly what an iPhone SE looks like. And because design is the only thing that matters in phones these days and not internals or camera or basically everything that actually makes a phone, people say it sucks because it's a design, and I'm somewhat quoting here, that harkens back to the original iPhone. So does the iPhone 6, and so does just about every other smartphone on the market today. Have we fetishized our phones so much that the only thing that matters is the way they look? And if they don't look brand new, they are a complete piece of crap. Have we reached that point? This is the problem we have with technology people on the internet today. On the one hand, they talk about how vanity is driving this younger generation. And then they say things like, but if my phone isn't a brand new design every time I get a new phone, well, then your phones are stupid. Never mind the fact that the iPhone SE and the iPhone 6S and 6S Plus are arguably the exact same phone with some minor tweaks. Why is it that the design of the phone is the single most important thing in a phone? So what if it's a design from 2012? In 2012, it was literally the best designed phone. Why change that? You don't hear people screaming about how cars need to change the way they look. Cars really kind of have changed slightly, but it really isn't all that different. And then you have most modern cameras whose designs harken back to the late 80s or earlier, or guitars whose shapes basically have been set in stone since the 60s, and then you have like actual desktop and laptop computers. Let's say hypothetically you have built your own desktop computer. If you strip out all of the insides, you put a new motherboard, put new RAM, put a new CPU, put a new GPU, put everything new inside it, but it still looks the same outside. Is it really a new computer? But with phones, if it isn't a new design, it's not a new phone. Like the SE is basically the same phone as the 5 and the 5S. Never mind the fact that it is 2 years newer in terms of its internals. So all I am trying to say is just because a phone doesn't meet your personal needs, it doesn't mean it sucks. It could be that you just want something very specific, and that's okay. It is okay to only like one type of thing. It is not okay to say that other things suck simply because you like this one thing. It is also not okay to say something sucks because you don't understand it. And this is happening more and more in the technology world. I'm seeing it repeatedly. This thing sucks because I don't get who it would be for. 60% of all iPhone users before the iPhone 6 came out have not upgraded to the larger phones. 60%. Now there's probably a lot of reasons why people haven't upgraded it. I'm guessing cost being one of the reasons, but the screen size has to be the other one. So if you don't understand who this phone is for, it's probably for the vast majority of iPhone users who haven't upgraded to a new iPhone in over 2 years because they like the size of their phone. And just because you think something should be one way doesn't mean it has to be that way. You can be wrong. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.